Hello, Leo, and welcome to your February 2021 career and money reading. So let's take a look first at your overall energy this month in your career and finance sectors. Uncovering treasure. Beneath the surface lies great bounty. So that really talks about you're going to come into some information or opportunity that's going to bring you treasure, or you may discover a treasure within yourself that helps to propel your career. Okay, and this one's popping out. So let's see what this one is. Narrow pathway. Tread thoughtfully. So, a lot of times this to me speaks about like you may be looking at things about, going out on your own. It's a narrow pathway. You feel like sometimes you feel kind of restricted. You may have to go out on your own, or you feel restricted because of all of the kind of like the rules and regulations of the job that you're in or the constraints that you have. It could be that you feel very constrained because of, trying to balance family and work, those types of things. So we're going to look at this in more depth. But whatever this pathway is, you don't need to worry because you're going to discover some treasure along the way. Very nice. A lot of times I also think that this is kind of a spiritual pathway because it's kind of up in the air. And you're getting a bigger picture of the world and a situation that you may be dealing with. Okay, so let's take a look at your present energy right now in your career and money sector. Message in a bottle. Wow, a lot of times to me, that can mean you could get a message, if you have a boss from your boss or a client or something like that. But a lot of times to me, this is kind of like the universe sending you a message. Like something special. It could spark your inspiration to do something different. Okay. Beyond the ordinary. Yeah. See, I think you're going to get a message about stepping out of your usual way of thinking. And see, you have this narrow pathway. You may be thinking very narrowly now. You may have a very narrow mindset and you're treading very carefully. Like you're not wanting to go off the path. You're wanting to keep everything maybe where it is, or you're concerned about, going off the path at all, because if you go off the path, you might fall down, right? But this is definitely talking about stepping out of what you're normally doing, looking at things in a different perspective. And coming back to this, I said one thing about this narrow pathway is you get a larger perspective, a bigger perspective of things. So you may have a situation right now and you're not sure how to handle it, but I think you're going to get some information that's going to help you maneuver through this. Okay, the advice is memories of love. Okay, so this is a career and money reading. So anything that has to do with love is really about your relationships with the people that you work with. So this could be your coworkers, your boss, clients, anybody that is in your work environment. And memories of love, like I think that you're going to be thinking back about, things may have changed at work. And I have a feeling that you're looking back at a time when things were happier at work, right? Memories of love. This is like the Six of Cups. It's kind of nostalgia. You're looking back at when, there were all these lights, all these opportunities popping up. And right now, whatever career you're in, whatever business, you may feel like you don't have a lot of extra opportunities. You're on this really narrow path. Okay, so let's take a look at what the future brings, and then we're going to look at the tarot. So we'll get more information for you. Hostilities. Okay, so yeah, you might, I think that kind of goes with this. Like, thinking back when everything was happy at work. The people enjoyed being with each other. You enjoyed being there. The clients were happy. The bosses were happy. Everybody was happy. Everybody was making money. And now, you're either concerned about some type of hostilities coming in, or, we're going to look at this. There may be some hostilities. There may be some changes at work that you may need to prepare for. But I'm telling you, you have this. You're going to, even if things are shifting dramatically in your workplace, I think you have to keep this in mind. Even when things change suddenly, like, you get the tower moment and it's kind of like, wow, like that was terrible. But it's only to blow up something in your life that really isn't for your best good and to bring in something better. So keep that in mind. Chariot. Yeah, you might be, you might have gotten a job offer or something from someone else. You might be thinking about moving on in a different direction. You may be feeling very confined at work and you're like, I've got to go in a different direction. So Hierophant talks about your belief systems, about yourself in the work environment, about how to make money. And this is in your obstacle. So, you may have very narrow thinking about how you can make money. You may have very, constricted ways, or you may be thinking this is the only way I know how to make money, or this is the only way I've been able to make money. But I think that this is telling you need to look beyond the ordinary ways that you have been thinking about making money. And, like one example might be, with the pandemic and the economy the way it is, like you may have had your own store or a place where people could come and buy your product or buy your service. And because of the pandemic and maybe some restrictions, because you got this narrow pathway, your business is not doing as well. And you're having to figure things out. And I think that this is telling you, yes, you just need to look at things from a bigger picture. Take a new look. And you may have been kind of feeling like, well, I really don't want to do that because whatever. And I think that you're kind of hanging on to, oh, but I just remember how fun it was when we could do this work this way. We could sell to the clients this way. People could come and see us or something like that. Whatever resonates with you. And they're telling you that I think you have to shift maybe. So we're going to get some more information. I think you're going to have to think about the way that you're making money differently. But don't worry. When you shift your perspective, look what comes in. You get the bounty. It's nice. Oh, Leo, it's good. World, yes. See, I think you're going to have to take a more global approach to your work. A more global approach. You may have to move to find, the work that you want to do, that you love. You may have to do that, but I'm thinking you have to think bigger picture. It's definitely something about you have to shift your perspective and think bigger picture. And that's going to be different for everybody. So take that however that resonates for you. Okay, Ace of Earth. Nice. So this is a gift from the universe in the Pentacles. Ace of Earth is the Ace of Pentacles. You're going to get a gift that's going to help you with this hostilities. And we're going to get some more information about that hostility still. But even if you have hostilities, you're still getting some type of a gift. This can be This can be a new job offer. This can be, a client recommending you to somebody else. It's some type of a gift. And since it's the Ace of Earth, I always think of that as a gift from the universe. Like the universe is your back. They're going to help you through this. All right, so over here in the present, we have, oh my goodness, Queen of Cups, the Chariot, and the Message in the bottle. So the Queen of Cups is somebody that, is just really loving and nurturing and really, loves and nurtures others. In this tarot deck, she's sitting there and she has a child there. So maybe your line of work had something to do with children. Maybe a teacher, caregiver, something like that. Or you may be having to, balance your work and home. Like you're trying to figure it out. You may be trying to figure out how can you make all of this work. But you're going to get some kind of information, either, in the material world or perhaps, through spirit. You're going to move forward. I think you have an idea and you're just trying to figure out, should you do it or not? Okay, so let's see what we have here. Oh my. Okay, you have a tremendous amount of major arcana, so this is kind of a big deal for you. All right, the Judgment card represents making a choice or a judgment, being afraid of being judged. And, I'm kind of wondering if you don't need to do something out of the box, something creative. Put yourself out there. I just got that message. Putting yourself out there. And, your belief system here could be, that you're really kind of like a behind the scenes type of person or something. But you're definitely being called to step up to the plate. So the Hierophant stands for belief systems. It can also stand for, like the business arena that you work in, like the rules and the regulations, following the rules and regulations of any institution. Like if you were a teacher, like, the rules and institutions of, the school that you work at or the school system. There's something about trying to shift your belief system. Like you're being called to make a shift in your belief system, to think outside of the box. And if you have a job that's kind of creative, I think they're really asking you to take another look at it. How can you take it to a more global dimension? This is very spiritual too. You may be blocking your spiritual, because this is your obstacle. You may be blocking your spiritual, downloads, intuition. You may be having a calling to be like a spiritual teacher or healer. See, you're going to uncover this treasure. I think that's it. I think you have to change your perception a little bit. And you're the one that has the treasure. You are the treasure. Your spirituality, your special gifts and talents, your ability to take care of others, to work well with others, to be nurturing, is the gift that you need to give out to the world. Oh, this is lovely. Lovely, Leo. Okay, so let's see what we have here. 6 of Swords. My goodness. Yeah, you have a lot of 6s here too. All right, so you have, the 6 of Cups looking back and fondly at something that, some work or a workplace that you really have fond memories of. but it's time for you to go bigger. It's definitely time for, you to go bigger, and you're moving on. You're moving on to something that's bigger for you. Bigger, I'm also getting bigger for the world. Like, this is something you're really being called to do. Whatever your talents and gifts are, the world needs them. And it's time for you to go out there and share them with the world. Wow. Okay, Five of Swords. Wow, you have the hostilities because, this is like Five of Swords, Five of Swords. Okay, so Five of Swords, and you have the Ace of Earth. So we're going to pull a couple of more. But the Five of Swords, you have a lot of conflict here, but it could be your inner conflict. It could be your inner conflict is stopping you from doing this. Like, I think you might feel guilty. Do you feel guilty leaving this situation? If you're a mother and you're going back to work, do you have, feelings of guilt? Because this Five of Swords a lot of times is your inner conflict. Your fears, your feelings of guilt. You may be feeling guilty because you're going out on a new path to do what you feel like you've been called to do, and you're just kind of like concerned about the people that you have to leave behind. Okay, let's pull a couple of more here. Hanged Man. So yeah, this is like you waiting. Another major arcana. You're going to get wisdom though. You definitely are. Like, you're going to uncover a brand new part of you that you didn't even know existed. So interesting. Okay, so let's see what else we have here. The High Priestess. Oh my goodness. And the Four of Cups. Yes. So, your intuition, your spiritual, this is definitely something spiritual because you have High Priestess, Judgment, Hierophant, and Hanged Man. You have them all. You're being called to do something new that's taking you away from, a situation, and it could even be a personal situation, from people that you are going to miss. But you really feel like you have to go and do this. Like, it's just what you have to do. And you may actually have to do this alone for a while until you get to, on down the path where you'll meet a new group. See, I think that you're also leaving behind some hostilities. Don't worry, because you have this Ace of Pentacles, and it's like a big buck. To me, it's like the universe is watching over you. They're watching over you as you go through this. And I think you may be so concerned about how people are going to react when you say that you're going out on this new path, leaving people behind. But you've been feeling ho-hum. Here's the universe coming in, giving you this pentacle. It's like, here it comes. It's like it's like a once in a lifetime opportunity. And you're just afraid that you're going to, make a lot of people upset. But I think that what Spirit's trying to tell you is you can't worry about that. There may be some people that are upset. But you've been waiting a very long time for this. You've been sitting here staring at these 3 cups for the longest time, wondering when this is going to occur. And here it comes. It's coming in. This is the treasure. This is the Ace of Pentacles. It's coming in from the universe. And with this, you're going to get all of this treasure of spiritual growth, success. Okay, we're going to pull these creativity oracles and see if we can get some more details. Wow, I'm really intrigued by this, Leo. Very deep reading. Limits. Know that limiting attitudes are often formed as protective reactions to past events. Yeah, I think something happened in the past. And that's why you're concerned about all of these hostilities that may not even occur, right? And then you have the Six of Cups here, right? The memories of love. You know, like I think you want to keep memories of love. You want the people that you may be having to move away from to still love you. But you have to remember that your limiting attitudes, you're just using those to protect yourself. You know, you're letting your fears kind of take over. Curiosity. Be spontaneous, wonder, move forward, look ahead, and stretch above your present circumstances. Yes, beyond the ordinary. They're asking you, you need to look at things, whatever situation this applies to you, however it applies. You have to look at it in a much bigger picture, that world picture, that global picture. Even if you're not going to go on the internet or whatever, like just look at it from a bigger picture. You're on this narrow path, but look out while you're on this bridge. Look out and look at the bigger picture of things and explore. Trust your imagination to help you journey through your inner landscape to find what you seek, because this is what you're seeking. You may be seeking your purpose. You may feel like you've been called to this spiritual journey, but you don't know exactly how. You're seeking something, but you're going to find the treasure. You're going to uncover the treasure. Oh, how exciting. Okay, so let's see in the advice, manifestation. Soon you may manifest the goal you focus spiritual energies on. This may not resonate with everybody, but this is definitely a spiritual path that at least some of you are taking. Wow. So, you know, I think you probably are. You know, you need, in your intuition, meditation, spending time in nature. You know, you're trying to manifest something. You may be wanting to, you know, become a spiritual healer or teacher, some type of a guide, help others along their journey. Collaboration. Creative people can be inspired by sharing and stimulating creativity in others. And you know, earlier I said something about you're on this path and you may be on it by yourself for a while, but this is what I'm feeling. Like these are the other people. They're spiritual. They're guides. They're going to help you. You're going to meet the people on this journey that you need in order to help you through this. Oh, wow. Okay, Leo, I have loved this reading. I'm going to pull a card from the universe, a final message for you. If you have enjoyed this reading, I would really appreciate it if you would like this video, maybe subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate all the support that you can provide for my channel. All right, things are about to get really juicy. Oh my goodness, a little heads up on an addiction that afflicts all really old souls. Giving love eventually becomes an even greater need than receiving love. See, you're not strange. Love the universe. I'm getting like goosebumps. I'm like teary-eyed for you because I really think that this is it. Like you over here where you're the Queen of Cups. I think you want to go and spread your love. I think that's your calling. You want to spread love. And you want to go and do it now. You're just concerned, what is everybody else going to think? But you really are. You're at this point in your life where you want to give the love. It's even more important than getting the love. You have memories of some fond time in your life or a person that brought you a lot of love into your life, and you want to share that with others. You want to give out love to others, and you have what it takes. Always follow your heart unless it's been broken. Then you must lead it back into love, the universe. P.S. Did you know that hearts are never too big to mend, too small to rebound, or too tired to love again? And I love this because I think that's what you want to do. Oh my gosh. Like, you may have been heartbroken and you got over it. Maybe you want to go help others that have had a broken heart. Wow, really beautiful. And I think you're still kind of worried about maybe some of these people in the past that hurt you, that broke your heart, that said you were too loving, that said, you were silly to want to go on this. But don't listen to them, right? You're taking your heart and you're going where you know you need to go to spread the love. And things are going to get really juicy. Oh, Leo, I'm so excited for you. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I wish you lots of love and light in this situation and all your situations. Bye for now.